still fade us in, I think. But like, or maybe, I mean, you should probably fade us in still, but I like.
He's dead, Jim. He's dead. He's dead, Jim. He's dead, Jim.
I accidentally did the fart. I did not mean that. I did not mean to do that.
Or was that like you?
No, that was definitely the key.
Sure.
Yeah, that was. I did not intend to put a fart sound effect in that version of the theme, but I did. It happened organically, as they often do.
Yeah, these feel more fluid, you know.
There you go.
Feel more
I
like
found
a big
it.
intro.
I think I was going for a. Actually, I was going for a.
He's dead, Jim.
And got a. Terrible generic fart sound I found on the internet too. Ridiculous. Hello, everybody. Welcome again to another episode of Trek in the Valley, the non-encyclopedic Star Trek podcast, where myself, Adam Ordal Quinnell, and my co-host with the mo-host.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Al Hirt here. What's up?
Mr. Al Hirt and I, we get together and we discuss an episode of Star Trek, the original fucking series.
Bum-ba-da-bum.
And then we talk about Star Trek. We recommend like some media or something for you to watch. And that's it. Nothing too fancy. We don't get into a lot of philosophical bullshit. We're just here to tell you about an episode of Star Trek. But last week we talked about, we also have a little segment at the top here where we discuss last week's episode. So Al, I know it's been a week.
Yes.
But what do you recall about Spectre of the Gun?
The one quote that I always like to resonate with it is there is no spoon. It was just like the Enterprise sees like a little, what is it called? I guess a probe, right? And they're like, hey, don't come in here and, we'll fuck your head up or whatever. And he's like, Kirk goes, fuck that. We're going to go check out the planet anyways. We're going to go around this probe, no problem. And they get to the planet, apparently, but then they don't land. And then they get on this cowboy planet or cowboy situation, I guess, scenario. And it's kind of like a Back to the Future situation where it's like a tombstone thing where it's, oh no, our names, we're gonna die, and what is it? They're portrayed as the villains.
They're the Clantons.
Yeah, the Clantons. And what were the other guys?
The Earps.
The Earps.
Earps. Wyatt Earp, yes. Doc Holliday, the Clantons, Billy Claiborne.
But to summarize, though, to get out of it, Spock is like, wait, this place isn't even real in the first place. So, I mean, the reason why, Chekhov ends up getting shot and whatever, and like that builds suspense.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. He does his thing. But instead of a red shirt, in fact, but they go, we thought that, or we think that he's dead, therefore he is dead. So if we think that he's alive, he'll be fine. So we just don't think that this is a real place. Duh. And then,
duh.
And so then as soon as Kirk gets the upper hand, Kirk's like, I'm not going to kill him, man. I'm a good person. And then some shit fades out and they just hard cut to the Enterprise and they're on there. Chekhov's like, what the hell happened, sir? I thought I died.
Right? So Chekhov had to experience a living death.
Yeah, Jesus.
Because Captain Kirk wanted to harass the Mellicosians.
Oh, yeah, the Mellicosians, yes.
And the Mellicosians at the end are like, hey, because you didn't kill those guys,
you're good.
It's chill, bro. Come on down.
They go, are you all the same way? And Kirk's like, of course.
Of course. There's no violent humans.
Yeah, I mean, we just seek peace.
There are no violent humans any longer.
Violence if we're pushed to it.
We're only violent if we go to an Italian planet. The Italians are very violent.
Fascinating.
But yeah, so that was last week. That was Spectre of the Gun.
Jeez.
This week, we are talking about Day of the Dove.
And this, interestingly enough, also has to do with, like, humanity and how they deal with their violent tendencies, quote unquote.
Yeah, man. And they...
It's a better plot, though, I think.
This is a good one.
better plot.
I don't remember much about it, even though I watched it last night. But I remember going, "That's a good one."
Yeah,
and my memory shall be jogged.
No, you'll figure it out
as we
me.
watch it now.
It'll click.
So this
what's the
episode, so this episode, Day of the Dove. I think first off, it sounds like Day of the Dead, or Day of the Dead sounds like this. Because that came later. Day of the Dove, air date, November 1st, 1968. So it was exactly 7 years ago. The synopsis from Shakespeare over at Paramount Plus is, oh, I remember this episode now. That's not the synopsis, but the synopsis jogged my memory.
Yeah.
It's been a long, horrible week so far.
Right, 56 years. There we go.
There we go. Good job. The synopsis from Paramount Plus is, a malevolent entity pits Klingons against the Enterprise crew. How many fucking malevolent entities? The Ring Around the Rosie guy was a malevolent entity.
But this is, I think, a lazier but more interesting iteration of a malicious entity. Good point, Adam. We've encountered plenty of malicious entities. If only there was like some kind of cage that they could use, like in Ghostbusters.
So many malevolent. They just
catch these entities.
Just throw an entity trap out. Okay. So this episode begins like so many.
They just show up on a planet.
They just show up on a planet, and the fucking color mastering on these shots is so good.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
The plants, the rocks, and yes, they're just reused rocks from before. And yes, there's just a green screen background. They could have put a map painting back there or something, but they just chose to keep it green. But even so, all of the props just pop. The people who remastered it, they made look at how real Sulu's fucking face looks. You can see the bags under his eyes.
Oh, they've been working
long and hard. Then
it's cool how you could see how the Klingons teleport on the planet. But anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, we saw the Klingons beam down. It was great.
The first time.
So Kirk is talking to Spock while they're on this planet. And so they got a distress call from a colony. That's what they're going to look for, right? And while they're on the surface, they get a call from the Enterprise, and the Enterprise is like, there's a Klingon ship out here, Captain. And then Kirk goes, what? And then Spock goes, and apparently we just fired on them. A Klingon ship, it just exploded, and apparently we fired on them.
Apparently, yeah, but it's at first the Klingon ship, approaches them, and Kirk's like, fucking answer if you need to.
Yeah.
Like, red alert, get your guns ready. And, the turns out the Klingon ship is just like fucking floating in space.
Captain, the enemy ship is drifting, totally disabled, and we never fired upon her.
And yeah, we just start to see this weird floating thing in space.
Yeah, it cuts to credits with Kirk being like, what? The ship's just floating and we never fired upon her? And then it cuts back to, we see, it's looking like a pinwheel.
Yeah.
It's like a pinwheel that you're
flat. With LEDs on it that they just spin.
Or they don't, dude, they did not put LEDs on it.
I know.
They literally spun a pinwheel and then shined a flashlight on it. And then it was like that. Like they didn't,
yeah, they did.
I was only laughing because, dude, they just, man, they would. That
would have been a lot,
dude. They would put sand in some water and put liquid smoke in there and be like, ooh, spooky.
Did those things? I'm thinking of those things from the carnival, though. Where you press the button and the wheel spins and there's those lights.
Yes.
Did those exist back then, though?
In the 60s? Yeah. Probably,
right? Maybe it's like a motor like that.
Oh, now
that's a pinwheel. My bad.
And now it's red. Oh, we're not arguing. No. But so now the entity is red. And so Kirk is arguing with these Klingons. The Klingon is saying, first off, it's Kang. It's a Klingon we've seen before.
Great character.
And Kang is saying, hey, the Enterprise is mine now because you disabled my ship.
You've stranded us. Everyone on my fucking ship is dead.
Right?
I've only beamed down maybe 7 of my people.
He said, you killed 400 of my men.
Yeah,
400 is a number that gets thrown out all the time because it's like that's how many people are on the Enterprise, basically.
That's an exact amount of a big, crew here.
Michael Ansara played Kang.
Okay.
Oh, it's not necessarily blackface. He's a Syrian dude. Cool.
Okay, what else is he in?
He's been in The Long Road Home. Ooh, he did voices on Batman Beyond. He was Mr. Freeze. He played Kang on Deep Space Nine. He played Kang on Voyager.
Dang, he stuck with it.
He was in Babylon 5. Yeah, good for you, man. Let's see what he was in like way back in the day. So they're basically just trying to make it so the Klingons can't take over the Enterprise.
Yeah, so the whole weird crux of the
He was
issue,
in the movie
this is
Shaft.
feeling a bit of, what is it? It's a bit of like the last one, but they're both fighting and they both constantly are at each other's throat and accusing each other of disabling each other's ships.
Well,
but nothing has happened.
The Enterprise hasn't been disabled. Yeah, they're not doing shit. So these guys,
the Klingons are just accusing the Enterprise of disabling and fucking their crew up,
and they want to take over the Enterprise. That's the big thing.
That's the big thing. Yeah.
I
need your ship.
So basically, Kirk makes it seem like he's going to hand over the Enterprise, but he signals to Scotty in the transporter room.
Spock.
Oh yeah, he signals to Spock in the transporter room. He beeps the emergency orange signal, and that makes Spock's eyebrow go up.
Yeah.
And he says, "Confirmed, Captain. Transporter room." And the entity, the
Kinda
pinwheel entity, is not red
them.
again. It's all colors again.
Yeah.
And it just disappears and is probably going up to the Enterprise. They beam up, and
this part's super morbid too.
Right.
So they beam up though, and like as they're beaming up, they're asking, where they're gonna put them, and Kirk is like, we need more security to come in, and Chekhov's like, no, fuck that, leave them in space, leave them as the little shitty pieces they deserve.
He calls them Cossacks.
Yeah,
he sucks.
Cossack, and Kirk's like, no, we have to arrest them, like. That's a little serial killer, like. So a little creepy, Chekhov, but I'll let it slide this time.
This becomes important. Yes, Chekhov gets more and more racist as the episode goes on for reasons that are kind of explained. So basically, Kirk is accusing the Klingons of vaporizing this colony. And the Klingons are accusing the Enterprise of destroying the ship.
Because they're on the planet in the first place.
Yes,
because all those hundreds of people are missing.
Right? And so...
it's like a ghost town, I guess. And then the Klingons just show up with a broken ship.
And this is where we see Kang's wife, who is like... They're going to torture us. So we kind of get that the other side kind of thing where it's like, oh, the Klingons see the Federation as just as bloodthirsty and evil as the Federation sees the Klingons.
Yeah, and I always forget I've seen so much DS9 and stuff and like Next Generation and all that. Just you forget that they weren't even friends initially. Now I'm watching Enterprise and that's even worse, Yep.
And
there's a separation.
Yes, dude. Yeah. And so they're trying to figure out what the fuck happened to the alien ship. And then as Spock and Chekhov and Kirk are walking through the hallway with Bones, the entity follows them a little bit as they go to a turbo lift.
Yes.
And then Chekhov is saying, the Klingons haven't always honored the truth.
Let's fucking kill them. And Kirk is like, no, we have to hear them out. We got to figure out what the hell is going on. Like, why is their ship disabled? And Spock was like,
right.
Yeah, and Spock's saying that, it isn't very logical for them to just take over the Enterprise, given that they have such smaller numbers. And they're just trying to figure out, like, why the hell they're just even trying to get out of there to report them back to the Klingon Empire, I guess.
Yeah, right? And we've got the pinwheel entity floating around. I think we were on the turbo lift.
Yeah, and that's what's really cool about this scene is that you don't see any, weird transitions. It's just one seamless movement from all four of them going into the turbo lift,
then they
Bones
come out,
leaving, going to the health station, then
and then
going
they
up,
continue
and then they get to the
on.
bridge.
Yeah, dude.
Because they're all arguing and it's tense.
Yep. And then what are they firing their? Oh yeah,
They destroy the Klingon ship
because
which is
it's
really harsh.
Well, no. They had to because it's leaking radiation.
Yes, that's right. Because they needed to communicate with the Starfleet.
Yes, and
Scotty's
and the radiation was,
ship and the radiation.
And then we got the pinwheels scooting around the hallways. The Klingons. They're not in the brig. They gave them like a big room to all stand in.
Funny twist though, because the wife is like, they're gonna torture us and kill us and probe our minds for science and information. And Kirk's like, we're just gonna take it to the lounge and get you a replicator and whatever you need to eat.
Yeah, you can
have it.
Replicate some wriggly worms or something if you want.
She's like, see, they're trying to seduce us. And he's like, not really. I don't know. It's funny how Kirk is like super neutral at the beginning and you see as the episode progresses. So anyways, they blow up the ship.
And then they blow up the Klingon ship, and then the pinwheel shows up on the bridge of the Enterprise, and Uhura starts to get mad.
Yeah, she gets pissed.
And then it blinks, and then it turns red. So it seems like the pinwheel turns red when people get mad.
Yes.
And then some explosions happen, and the auxiliary navigation is dead. The Enterprise just starts drifting.
Yeah, it just jerks, and then it cranks up. I mean, kind of slowly to warp 9. Yeah, maybe in a couple seconds. And as they're speeding up, Kirk's like, Scotty, kill the engines. Scotty's like, I can't, I swear. And you see the screen shaking. He's like, we're taking the ship to warp 9, Captain.
He says, the engines, they're doing it on their own.
I can't touch anything. So fucked.
So there's the emergency bulkheads have closed, and there's 400 crew. 400. There's that number again. 400.
Yeah, exactly. The bulkhead.
And now there's 400 Enterprise crew members trapped behind these bulkheads, right? And
now the numbers are oddly even. Strangely even.
Right?
Oddly even.
And Kirk, of course, goes and blames Kang and says, you sabotaged our ship.
He's like, there's got to be some weird way that they close those bulkheads on the crew and all that. And their own ship, I guess?
He thinks that like other Klingons transported down or something. And then Kirk punches Kang out.
It's so silly. He's like, wait, this is what I mean to, or this is what I owed you back on the planet. And he knocks him.
All right. And then something crazy happens, and all of the weapons are replaced by swords, and there's a boing sound effect.
You see the 3D chessboard, too, from Charlie X and stuff.
And the chessboard also turns into swords.
And
everything is swords now. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, sword fight ensues after the commercial break.
Yes, they got to do some cool action here, And it's cool to see, like, there's actual some form happen.
Yeah, it looks like, and you got multiple people fighting.
And Kirk's kind of like, he's not good.
No, it's not just the usual, the two-handed chop knocking people out.
It's dramatic stuff with
somebody was injured.
Is awkwardly stabbed. And he was just like, get him to medical quick. Again, the same thing with the turbo lift. They go straight to medical and then they go straight to the bridge. It's like, I don't know, maybe they should have a more direct way of going there. Like express elevators to the bridge.
Well, even if they did,
express turbo
who knows what it would be right now? Because we're starting to find out that something kooky's going on here. All of the weapons that they had and the chessboard were replaced by swords.
Yeah, that was really weird.
And Scotty's basically saying we're a projectile at warp 9 and we can't control it. And
he goes, Kirk goes, what is it? What's his name? The guy at the helm.
Sulu,
yeah. He's like, Sulu, where are we going? And he just says a reading, and he's like, that's going to the outer edge of space.
The edge of the galaxy. Somewhere they go all the time. Yeah, right? And the first time it was a huge deal.
No man has gone before, you mean?
And then after that, it was all fine.
No, they're going to hit the barrier again, Adam. That's what they're scared of. That's what they should have said.
But sometimes the barrier is impossible to traverse, and sometimes it's just fine. Yeah. But yeah, they needed the Medusans' help last time, I guess. And so Chekhov is now saying that he has a personal score to settle with the He has a personal score to settle with the Klingons because they killed his brother Piotr. And then Chekhov runs away to go find Klingons and kill him. And
of course, Sulu is going because he's a good swordsman.
Well, no,
back to do.
No, but Sulu says Sulu's not going with Chekhov. Sulu's going to go do something else. But Sulu says Chekhov doesn't have a brother, and Kirk's like, he never had a brother, and Chekhov's like, no. Sulu's like, no, Chekhov is an only child.
Yeah, he goes, why is he even mad at the Klingons? He has no connection to them.
And Kirk and Uhura are like trying to figure out, and Kirk is like, what? But he does. Why? And now he wants revenge for a non-existent loss.
I totally got it backwards. That's what I meant. I guess Kirk was sending Sulu somewhere to
Sulu's going down to engineering or to check the armory.
No, it was engineering or both, I guess. And then what is it? Chekhov was like, "No, I want to kick ass."
Yeah, so he's going to look for Klingons.
Weird.
And when Chekhov is in the hallway with the sword, the pinwheel entity, is floating behind him, and he's red. Oh, red anger. And then Bones is saying those filthy butchers. So basically, Bones is like a wartime doctor now.
Yeah, he's the most susceptible to this anger, I feel.
And he's very racist.
Already.
So there's a war playing out, and he's like the field surgeon where he's like, oh, these Klingons are butchers. Why would they keep stabbing a man when he's already dead or he's going to die? There's no reason for it.
And this is after he puts literally one bandage across this guy's chest. And he's like, this guy's all bloodied and beat up. What monsters are this?
That's a hilarious, something to notice. Man, these butchers, I've had to put a Band-Aid on this man's chest.
They cracked up, though.
And so now the Klingons are planning, they found some schematics of the Enterprise. They're planning on taking over the Enterprise.
They're being very pissed off. The Klingons accomplish a little more than the humans do on the Enterprise, to be honest.
They do. And Scotty is saying there's no way we can get these people out of the bulkheads. And then Kirk says, what about the armory? And Scotty says, I'm there now. And you've never seen such a fine collection of antiques in your life. All the weapons in the armory are like axes and swords. And Scotty,
this is pretty cool.
Scotty actually finds a bit of a saber that he takes a liking to. It's red like his shirt. And he takes it with him. He says, you're a beauty. And so Spock is now things are coming together. Spock's looking through a scanner and he says the scanners are showing that there are exactly 38 Klingons and 38 of us. We control the sections above this area and they control the sections below.
7 and 8, 2 to maybe 7 or 6 decks.
Regardless of how many decks, the point is it's like your team's on this side of the field, our team's on this side of the field. The pinwheel shows up in engineering. He's clearly doing his thing. He turns red, and then Scotty shows up. And then the Klingons show up, and there's a big fight.
Dude, Starfleet just needs to get some training or something on sword fighting because they just get taken over pretty quickly.
Yeah, the Klingons kick the Federation out of engineering pretty easily and handily.
The Klingons do this little stage dive after they sneak in, though, on the first guy as a surprise attack, and he knocks down 2 people. It was pretty impressive. But yeah, now they took over engineering basically, and
there you go.
What is it? Scotty's like, okay, Sulu, let's all break off. We'll meet back at the bridge. We need to regroup here. And he goes, okay.
And then Spock finds an alien entity somewhere on the ship, but he can't pinpoint its location. And the Klingons are like, we've taken over engineering. But it doesn't really matter because they can't do anything because the entity is controlling the ship.
It's really just to do something after the entity stops controlling the ship.
Right? So there's an alien life and then
so he has a computer, right?
Yeah, Spock is like, computer, can you analyze this? And the computer's like, it's an alien life form composed of pure energy and type unknown. And Spock goes,
That fucking helps.
Actions indicate intelligence and purpose, and Spock says, what purpose? And the computer's like, how the fuck am I supposed to know why this alien's doing what it does,
motherfucker? This thing's made out of nothing. I don't know.
So Kirk's asking Spock to do his logic. He says, what's going on? What can you observe?
Oh my God. Yeah, dude, obviously the biggest tell was when Spock was like, I'm sure, Captain, that the Klingons don't possess a technology to transmute matter into swords.
Right? This obviously isn't them.
Why not give them the better weapons and us the shittier ones? Why give us weapons at all? And Kirk's like, oh, yeah.
Spock's logic prevails.
Yes, once again.
And
does make sense.
Yeah. and there you go.
And Spock is basically he figures it out, right? He's like, yes, this entity seems to be based off of our angry feelings and seems to get stronger, I guess, and break blood.
That's how, Spock is the one that figures it out. Bread. But Kirk is like, we got to get a truce going on. And then Bones comes in and says, a truce with these butchers, you motherfucker.
I just put all these Band-Aids on this one person.
And he's like, Bones is like, this is a fight to the death with those murderers. We should wipe out every one of them. And then Kirk is like, the alien is the real threat. That's the enemy we have to wipe out.
Yeah, it's really creepy.
Bones' eyes, it just doesn't register with him. And then he gets a call to head back to Sickway to attend to wounded men.
He's like, I gotta figure how many more men die while you act like military men.
No. This is a good quote. Read it.
What is it? Oh, yeah. So anyways, Bones is pissed and he's walking on his way. And he goes, how many more men must die before you two start to act like military men instead of fools?
So that I have in my notes.
Dictatorship take over, we need to put our foot down now, like total annihilation.
So I have in my notes that...
I think him and Chekhov, right?
I have in my notes that McCoy would never want to be a military man. He's always like, are we soldiers now, Jim? Like, he doesn't.
That's a good point.
So this is another, another one of the alien entities' machinations.
Yeah. I mean, especially with Chekhov being so pissed off, too. You see him get mad, but it's only when he gets like pushed around too, and he does something very creepy actually later in this episode. I just remembered.
He assaults a Klingon woman.
That's a no-no.
Dude, for real. And now the Klingons are they turned off life support for all the areas that weren't where the Klingons are.
Yeah, and the Kang's like, ha, I fucking got you. You're going to die on the bridge soon.
And then Scotty shows up with a sword like, Chekhov was right. And
they took out the transporter, and now he said you should have left them in the transporter.
Yeah, right. That's where they belong. And he said they've changed the balance of power. You've jeopardized the Federation. Scotty's fucking losing it, man.
Yeah, some slippery slope fallacy.
Keep your Vulcan hands off me. And dude, now Spock and Scotty are racist to each other.
No, when he said keep your Vulcan hands off me, it's this accent. I thought he said keep your fucking hands off me. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, dude, I think that's kind of the reference
Vulcan,
too.
Right?
So Scotty raises a sword.
It's coming back to his Spock. It's coming back to his Jack the Ripper days.
Yeah, his days being inhabited by the spirit of Jack the Ripper. Then Kirk stops Spock from fighting back.
Yeah,
and
Spock's
Kirk
about
says,
to fucking punch him.
Kirk says, Spock, you dirty... Wait, what are we saying?
What are we doing to each other?
And then this is where Kirk kind of figures it out. He steps aside and says, we're behaving like a group of savages. What's happening?
I mean, maybe, do you think this would have been more fitting with Bones or with Spock? Scotty or...
No, I think it works.
Scotty is better, yeah.
I think it works.
It's because Bones is already pissed off, too.
Yeah,
he
right?
had his little moment with the military men.
And then Kirk figures it out. 2 forces aboard this ship, each of them equally armed. Each of them equally armed.
Like, this is really weird.
Has a war been staged for us, complete with weapons?
Yeah, and also, too, the fact that he goes, Scotty, can you cut the bulkheads? And Scotty's like, I'm literally torturing them. There's nothing cutting through this metal. This is some magic bullshit.
And he says, this war has a war been staged for us, complete with weapons, with ideology, and patriotic drum beating.
Dun, dun, dun.
So it's really putting this, he's putting it together.
Oh, there's a really good line. I think it's around the end, but they're just trying to figure out, okay, we need to find the alien, figure out its motives. And he's like, okay. And so then Kirk goes, hey, Sulu, how are you doing on the power here? Sulu's like, all right, well, let me try figuring this out and trying to turn these buttons on. He's in a Jeffries tube.
Yeah, so Sulu is in the process of trying to restore their life support, but then boom, it just happens on its own.
Yeah, it's really bizarre. And Sulu's like, Captain, I'll be honest, I didn't do jack shit. It just all turned on
and
its
the Klingons
own.
are like, they got their life support back. We've got to get back to our empire.
Yeah. Oh, and I love this line that Kang says. He's like, what is this power that leads us to our victory?
It starves us of our victory.
Or leads us in our battle, but starves us of our victory.
Yeah, he hasn't
One
put
of
together
Kirk's
it's an alien
tricks.
yet. He says,
and the wife's like, no, this is fucking weird.
Yeah.
Kirk can't just pull this off. And he's like, no. Kirk's pretty amazing.
what power is it that supports our battle yet starves our victory?
Supports our battle.
So he's putting it together, albeit slowly. And then the lady, she
leaves.
storms out in a huff.
She's like, you're dumb.
And then you see the red entity and Chekhov lurking around.
Dun, 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 dun.
So Chekhov jumps out and knocks out the guard that's with Kang's wife. And then he assaults Kang's wife.
He's like,
and
you're not human, but you're beautiful.
it's so
like,
gross.
oh, and there's a
and he's like
close-up of-
pressed. He's got her content warning, dude. It's
seriously,
definitely
it's
assault.
fucked. Yeah,
and then,
it is sexual assault.
And then Kirk shows up and he throws Chekhov off of her and just starts
smacks
slapping him.
And Spock's like, wait, he's not responsible.
He doesn't know what he's doing. And then Chekhov's like, what have I done? And then he tries to explain to Kang's wife. He's like, there's an alien entity that's doing this. God,
We
please
don't know
believe
what's
me.
going on. We're trying to find out.
Please believe me. Please help us. Take me to Kang. A temporary truce. That's all I ask.
And it's a soap opera-esque coming out.
Yeah, and she says she's not going to do it. And then Kirk carries Chekhov from here on. It's hatred and violence and hatred and violence.
Is this what war is? He's just super, drab and sad about it.
Very realizing that they're at war. Yeah, man, and there was war TV shows on at the time too, so it's
Yeah.
interesting that they would do it. This also kind of reminds me of the episode where the two factions are warring with computers.
That one was a little more brutal.
Oh, that was much more brutal.
'cause they
Better
were just
episode all around.
Oh, your ticket was called. You got to go in the tube.
So here's the thing. This is where things get even weirder because Bones is like, I didn't heal these men. They just healed themselves. Like they had sword wounds through their hearts and other vital organs and shit. And they just healed themselves.
Weird.
And so they find out that they're basically, Kirk is like, we're in some Colosseum-like thing, and and then the Klingon psychologies are being tested by an alien designed on both powers.
Yeah, right.
So they're coming back to them being pawns, and they gotta
Again.
find the alien.
And they're like, why the hell the alien is even doing this? We need to find out again.
And the security guard that was hurt has like a nefarious look on his face, like he's gonna get up soon and go get some revenge, which is exactly what he tries to do.
We'll worry about that later.
And then Spock, Kirk, and Kang's wife.
What's her name?
I'm
Yeah,
working on it. I keep calling her
Anyway,
Kang's
so
wife.
they're
I feel like
going
an
down the
asshole.
hallway, and they find the pinwheel.
Susan Howard.
Mara.
Kang's wife Mara. So they find the pinwheel and it's red, and then Kirk starts getting mad at it and it stays red, and Kirk's like, what are you doing here? And then, there's the guy who was just in sickbay, but he's right here.
Reporting for duty, sir.
And he says, I released myself. And Kirk says, get back to sickbay. And the guy just will not listen to him. And now he's like, I'm out to even the score with the Klingons. Kirk's trying to give him an orders, and he can't. And they're fighting, and the pinwheel's spinning faster. And then Johnson tries to stab Kirk. and Spock
boom,
neck pinches him.
easy.
And then as everybody calms down, the pinwheel goes from red to
green.
regular pinwheel colors.
Hello-ish.
And Spock is saying his expression of hatred, lust, and vengeance increased the alien's energy level.
It seems to get tough on our battles with each other.
Right? And it suggests that it
cool.
subsists on the emotions of others. Spock says, this one appears to be strengthened by mental radiations of hostility, violent intentions.
Assuming there's other entities that are pinwheels too,
It exists on the hate of others. Yes, this does suggest an entity that gets hard for love.
Yeah, right.
So basically, this is a perfect powder keg of a situation for an entity that feeds off hate, because both of them have a lot of hate for each other, and it's stoking the fires in an effort to promote the most violent mode of conflict, as Spock says.
And kept numbers and resources balanced so we can maintain a constant state of violence. Again, the bulkhead. Very smart strategy.
And
why
healing,
are they going after the corner of the galaxy,
and
though?
healing the guys. I don't know.
And healing them.
I don't know why it's taking them to the edge of the galaxy. But basically, Kirk is saying we have to work with the Klingons. We have to pool our knowledge and figure this out.
So then they go, okay, we got to call Kang. And so then Kirk goes, hey, Kang, you got to see this. This is crazy. It's an alien. And for some reason, Mara, the wife, goes up and then she's like, it's a trap. And Spock covers her mouth and they're like, what the hell? Like,
right?
I thought we were going to do this.
Why did she do that?
I don't know. I don't think she saw
No, she didn't. She didn't want to, though. I think it's the
maybe
thing.
Maybe it was still a thing affecting her mind. So it's that strong.
So then Scotty butts in over intercom and says, "Captain, the dilithium crystals are gonna fucking deplete and be nothing." And then
we have
Kirk asks
ticking clock here.
Kirk asks for time factor, and I think Scotty says like 12 minutes or something. In 12 minutes, we'll be totally without engine power.
So basically, they'd be adrift.
And near the edge of the galaxy. Yep. Bad news. Where they will. Oh, that's why. It's taking them to the edge of the galaxy, so they'll just be lost out there and have to fight forever, basically. Because it's not going to make anybody able to find them. Kirk's being a little dramatic. After the commercial break, it comes back to Captain's log. Start it, Armageddon.
Dun, dun, dun.
And then...
What about the other 400 people?
They're all just down in the bulkhead. They're all just chilling in like a big area, like a storage area. Hey, guys.
I'm sure it'll get open soon.
Stop the war now. There's like a war. Spock is saying there's a logical alternative. We have Kang's wife as a prisoner. Perhaps we should threaten her life.
Yeah, right. He's like, hey, maybe we should, call his bluff. Like, say, hey, you better come out here so I don't kill her.
And of course, that doesn't work because Kang says,
he's like, do it.
Dude, Mara's a Klingon. She fucking gets it, dude. Yeah, she knows what's up.
These are the stakes of war. She understands. And Kirk's like, oh, crap.
She is a victim of war, Captain.
He goes, she called my bluff. What do we do now?
The look on Kirk's face. He even says he called my bluff.
It's hilarious. No, I was just saying, these episodes have been very literal. It's like that part coincides with the part with the last episode when Kirk's like, so, Chekhov, what would you do if you're in the Enterprise right now? Just like a literal, hey, what's going on?
What do you think they'd be doing?
Very meta.
And so this is where Kirk is like, she's like, the Federation is going to kill us. And she goes, you're going to kill me now? And he goes, no, we don't kill people. We're just trying to trick them. And she goes, I've heard stories. And he's like, you've heard propaganda.
Yeah, right.
Basically, they're playing.
They can end this?
This alien is playing on the inherent biases that each race has for each other. And Kirk is suggesting there's another way to survive. We can have mutual trust and help. And she says, I will take you to Kang. I will add my voice to yours. I believe you. There's a weird pinwheel that's making us all pissy.
Yeah, and Scotty's like, nope, don't trust her. No, can't do it. And Kirk's like, I can't even deal with anything unless Spock. And Spock was talking about intership beaming.
So here's what
section to another. So
here's the thing. They want to beam into where the Klingons are, right? But apparently that's a big deal because to beam somewhere so close to where the beam originates, they're like, the margin of error is so thin, and it's like, motherfucker, you beam people into a little cave all the time. I was
going to say,
how come you don't put people in rocks?
I think it's because they're still moving.
It's because they're so close to the origin point. They can't. Yeah. That's what he says. It can't distinguish between the origin point and where it's going. But that's bullshit because they go right into a little fucking cave all the time. Just pretend that part of the Enterprise is a goddamn cave.
Yeah.
And so they find out, yes, it is possible. It has rarely been done because of the danger involved. Pinpoint accuracy is required. Pinpoint accuracy is always fucking required.
They've got to raise the stakes, though, Adam. They got to make sure that Kirk's doing something very dangerous.
So basically, she's going to go. She's going to go down there. And and they've only got like 6 minutes left or something.
Uh-oh.
So Mara and Kirk beam in, and the Kang is going to just start killing right away. And the thing is flashing red. And Kirk goes, "Wait, Kang, before you start killing, just hear me out." And Mara's like, "Kang, listen to him." And he's like, "What have they done to you?" And he says, "I see why the human beast didn't kill you. And because you love him, don't you?" He's just crazy. And then Kang fights Kirk.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We do get this final fight scene.
Indeed. And she just wants it to stop. And then Kirk says, "We can't be killed. There's an alien on board. It wants us alive."
That's right. It abruptly kind of ends, too, I remember.
Right? And then he says, "Then no doubt you will be reassembled after I've hacked you to bits." That's pretty good.
You fool.
No, his wife is saying, "You fool."
Yeah.
What happens? Oh, and then the crew and the Klingons are all fighting all over the place.
Loose.
Absolutely. It's total bedlam. It's a battle royale. And then
Dun, dun, dun.
Kirk defeats Kang and could kill him. And then he doesn't.
He shows him the entity, and I guess at this point, Kang is seeing it.
Yeah, he is. And you can see the red light of the entity on their faces.
And Kirk is like, "Look, this is what this demon was attacking us for. It's just this alien that's just, or not demon, alien that's just, twisting our minds, and
right.
Look at this awful thing."
And he throws his sword at it. That's pretty funny. But basically, he shows Kang, he's like, "Look, you can just kill me. Where's the honor in that? I won't stay dead. The next time I'll kill you, you'll kill me."
It goes on and on and on.
And there's no honor in any of that. The Klingons don't want that, right?
Yeah, and no, the other thing, too, that Kang says is like, if I'm going to kill him, it's going to be on my own volition. Like, I'm going to kill him because I want to kill him, not because his aliens making me want to kill him.
I'm not going to kill you because something else wants you to kill me. And then...
It's so funny, though.
And then Kirk says, "Hey, we've got to be nice. Everybody's got to be nice." And then Kirk convinces Kang that he's got to call off his men. And that's what he does. Klingons kill for their own purposes. All fighting must end, Captain. And so then Kirk goes over to the intercom and he's like, "Everybody stop fighting." Like, that's going to fucking work. They're possessed by an entity. And then Kang comes on and says, "No, for real, cease hostilities.
Disarm.
The cessation of violence appears to have weakened it, Captain." And then he says, "I suggest that good spirits might make an effective weapon."
Yeah, this part gets pretty cringy.
"So they all have to have fun. We know about you and we don't want to play," he says. They don't start laughing right away and having fun.
Not yet.
And he's basically just telling them to get out of the ship. "We need no urging to hate humans. But for the present day, only a fool fights in a burning house. Get out." The Klingons and Kirk's like, oh, okay, that works, I guess.
Yeah.
And then the entity just leaves in shame, and Kirk and the Klingon are laughing. And
Kang just smacks him on the back.
Kang just slaps Kirk on the back. And
Kirk's like, "Whoa, okay," and just keeps laughing.
And then the entity just flies out of the Enterprise and is like, "Fine, I'll go find other people to watch fight." And then that's it.
It literally just ends.
It never cuts back to the bridge or nothing. The entity leaves. And that is Day of the Dove. Al, what did you think?
This was very good.
I thought exciting. It was much better than the last one.
Yes, we got sword fights. We got
Klingons.
Only Enterprise action. We got Klingons. Kang, yes, Kang and the wife. See, I told you.
Kang and Mara.
Two good guest stars. I mean, I guess the security guard, tall-ish kind of guy that was prone to violence was all right.
Fucking weirdo.
Oh, it was so bizarre. One of his lines was hilarious. I forgot to mention. They were talking about how outnumbered they were in the lounge or whatever while eating. Mm-hmm. And the tall security guard guy kind of goes, "If I start running, I can kill 2,000 people in their sleep with a knife or something." And it's like, that's doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's very much they're all. I like that whatever the entity's doing is playing on their biases. That's interesting.
Yeah. There's that other good line from Spock too at the end when he was like, "I'm sorry. I mean, I got a taste of I got a taste of bias or."
I got a taste of human racism, and I liked it.
No, he said, "I didn't like it," but yeah. It'd be pretty funny.
My
But he
notes
was
just
like,
say-
I dislike it.
My notes just say fight, fight, fight. Like there was so much fighting in this episode.
Yeah, there really was. And then you see a little bit of flopping of the swords.
So many floppy, clangy swords.
Yeah, I thought, though, the one gripe, maybe the fights, and then also, I mean, it's always just me, but it's like the fact that they always figure it out too late.
Right.
That's just part of the conflict of the episode.
I think they could figure stuff out sooner and then have an additional conflict.
right,
That
like
turns it on its head. That's what it would be if they made it now.
True.
They would have it figured out halfway through, and then at
But
the
isn't
end of
that
Act 4, it would be like, "Whoop."
season 2, they kind of had a better repertoire of episodes and plots.
Previous seasons were better. But,
I think this is
good.
better paced. Yeah, it's way better paced than the fucking last episode, the cowboy episode that we just saw.
Because the scenes propel the story and the themes. It's good.
And
I liked it.
I mean, we saw the turbo lift action multiple times, too. They really wanted to show that off. They're like, see,
So
we
much
can go
turbo
from deck to
lift.
deck. Isn't that cool?
So much turbo lift. So how many mind controlling pinwheels do you give this one?
This one's solid. I would say 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. Okay,
Yeah.
and you know what? Honestly, that's what I was going to give it too. 4 out
Very
of 5.
standard, very straightforward kind of deal.
So what do you think?
Isn't a crazy big plot, but
What do you think the title means? Day of the Dove.
doves hold olive branches. The
dove of peace.
Dove of peace.
The day of the dove, the day that the dove of peace flew between the Enterprise and the Klingon Empire. Yeah, that makes sense. Good job. I
guess.
I knew doves are peaceful, but I would not have put
Olive
it together
branch,
that it was
maybe.
about the end of the
the
episode.
end, maybe, because they're both looking up at it.
And they're just laughing.
It's super weird. Yeah, it just abruptly ends. I think that part was funny too. And then the very creepy part is that, the Klingons are going to be like, wait, what? Chekhov did what tomorrow? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Again, the special Starfleet victims unit will have to join
dude.
them.
Chekhov is a creep often, man.
Dude, Scotty too, actually.
Yeah, Scotty's definitely been a creep. Scotty
that's
tried to
what,
kill Spock in this episode.
Yeah, they all tried to kill each other. It's funny how Bones and Chekhov were like very prone to just violence and racism too. Because I was like, Bones is already pretty racist. The Spock.
Yes, absolutely. Bones doesn't have to dig around to be racist to Spock about things.
In the scene where Scotty's like, God, you're just so different, Spock, and weird. And Spock's like, maybe I should resign. And he's like, maybe you should. Figure it out, you weirdo. I was like, oh my God.
Figure it the fuck out, you pointy-eared fucking
up.
fucker.
It was before, Spock was about to punch him. But yeah, it was, I don't know. I think it was an exciting episode. The conflicts were a little more interesting and the stakes. I think it was just the bad taste that we had about the last episode was just the dull, weird setting.
Yeah, and it
And then
never...
like the stretch plot. Because this plot was stretched too. I mean, they could have figured out a little sooner, but they excuse it as like, oh, I was blinded by my racism. Therefore, I could not solve this sooner.
Hell yeah, I agree completely. They definitely could have got there an act sooner.
Actually, go ahead. I wanted to figure out your take on the episode.
I was kind of peppering it in as you were talking. I gave it a 4. I thought it was very good. We get to see Kang. We get the Klingons. We get sword fights. We get boing sound as things dematerialize. We get racism. I always like it when people in the future are racist because it's so stupid. Yeah, it's good. And then the Kirk and the ending where it's just the entity flying out of the ship and then it shows the fucking credits. It's so bizarre. I love it.
Yeah, it is incredibly bizarre. I was going to say, actually, do you think that, like, Spock doing this mind meld with the crew, is that, like, their, like, get out of jail free card here?
Well,
I mean, it could have applied to this episode, too.
Oh, you think that he should have just mind melded?
He could have, right?
Well, I guess he could have mind melded them and say, hey,
don't fight.
Yeah, they did. He would have to do it to 38 people, yeah.
But then he would have had to read all their thoughts.
And then he probably would have, the alien entity would have switched their thoughts back right away.
One of the Enterprise crew members like, no, I'll calm down. He doesn't need to do the mind meld. Like, I'll calm down.
No, calm down. I don't want to, don't mind meld me. I think I'm a time spy. I'm a temporal agent and he can't know that.
Yeah, right.
So this was good. That was our discussion of Day of the Dove. And so, Al, you recommended like every musician last week. What are you recommending this week?
I don't know. I'm trying to think. I mean, I guess what I was recently watching, South Park did their episode on like...
Oh, the special?
Yeah, they've been doing these specials and it's been interesting. I don't know. It's like they're just longer form of episodes that are funny, and like one of their recent jokes, like the jokes hit, but I guess like as a whole, it's just kind of weird. Because I don't know. They, as like, what is it called? Team America World Police, they set up all this plot well, and you think they're trying to say something, but then they really don't. They're just like, it is what it is, and then the episode ends, right?
Yeah, dude.
So that's kind of how this OnlyFans thing was. It was like a whole joke of like, Randy goes on OnlyFans to get subscribers and make extra income because it's Randy, right?
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, what's trending? And you know how like that soda or whatever, that drink Prime or whatever?
Yeah, I heard about that. He ends up
putting Prime like on his balls and dick, and like his wife is like, Randy, like kids are going to see that, and it gets all fucked up and whatever. And like Randy is like, wait, isn't this crazy pedophile ring and that I can infiltrate, and the FBI gets involved. It's crazy. It's so weird.
Good
and then
old
like
South Park.
The funniest part is when there's all these TikTok people. Yeah, spoiler alert. There's all these TikTok people, you know, in line along with Randy, and they literally get auctioned off to like countries. Like, okay, China for 200, or Russia, Ukraine, It was fucked. Like, it's really fucked up.
Let me ask you this: are you recommending this?
Yeah,
you think people should watch it?
I would watch it. There's some jokes that are funny. I would just say it's not obviously like the originals. Doesn't hit quite as hard. It's just outrageous, I guess.
New South Park in 2024. Never thought I'd see the day.
Streaming, right? It's just more of the streaming thing of like, oh, you know, kids are gonna see this, and they always joke about it. And
it's on Paramount. It's on Paramount.
Yes, Paramount Plus.
So you've already got that because you're watching Star Trek with us. So there you go. As for me, I am going to. Oh shit! I just had it. So I saw a film called I Saw the TV Glow. And it's like a very down-tempo kind of horror, it's like a keyboard, feels like a mumblecore horror movie with like good synth soundtrack about these two kids who watch this television show that's kind of like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but then it's also about them as adults trying to remember the show, but they can't remember, and it's like, are they trapped in the world of the show? There's a couple of really cool effect sequences. I feel like they don't really stick the landing, but it is good. I suggest people watch it. It looks really good. It sounds good. The performances are good, but it's just very mellow, down-tempo, not super suspenseful, just meditative. All right. I don't even want to call it horror, but it's good. It's a drama.
Okay.
I saw the TV Glow.
Actually, what I was going to watch right after, Amazon, they're live streaming Kendrick Lamar show right now at the Kia Forum. Cool. So yeah, I'll have to watch that.
Go enjoy it.
Happy Juneteenth, everyone.
Yeah, happy Juneteenth. That's it for today's episode. Next week.
Yeah, we're recording this on Juneteenth.
We're recording this on Juneteenth.
By the way,
yes.
This is going to be 2 weeks after.
It is 2 weeks. Yeah. Good job, Al. You were being inclusive.
I caught myself.
You were being inclusive. I love it. Next week, we're coming back to talk about For the World is Hollow, and I Have Touched the Sky. All right, they're losing it. For the next week's episode is titled fucked. For the World is Hollow, and I Have Touched the Sky.
Yeah, we got to start like looking at that one a little bit before.
We're looking forward to talking to you about that next week. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.
Do everything in the bumper, and we'll hear you in the future.
Peace.
Trek in the Valley is executive produced by Adam Ordall Quinnell and Al Hirt. Theme song by Al Hirt. Recorded by Adam, mixed and edited by Al. Check the show notes for our socials, and you can email the pod at trekinthevalley, all one word, @gmail.com. Like, subscribe, review, and always explore strange new fucking worlds.